allowing your beliefs to get in the way of the honest, independent pursuit of facts.
So allowing your own beliefs to get in the way of your actions.
Of your honest, right, of your honest,
Okay.
of the honest, open pursuit.
Please give me an example of a situation when bias would interfere with your aspect, your professional judgment.
What you did?
It's difficult to answer a hypothetical. I'm not going to interview a witness. I'm going to destroy evidence. I am going to prevent somebody from
All right, enough.
taking an investigative step. I'm not. It's a difficult hypothetical.
Has there ever been a time when your professional actions or you believe that you had bias, that you needed to move on from an investigation at any time?
No.
No. Has there been a time in your career that you recused yourself from a professional action?
No.
Okay. So you'll be surprised, but I actually believe that the Russians tried to destabilize our economy, our way of life, our government. I think they have been doing it for a long time. I'm curious if this is the first time that Russia tried to interfere with an American election.
I'm aware of times where they, going back to
He's
the
trying to get him
60s
into
and
Hillary
70s,
because
where they planted evidence, where they were seeking
before
to
that,
introduce items of information that were false in newspapers. I'm not aware of any direct outreach to members of a presidential,
Hillary's
either
connected
the
to Russia
candidate
before
or his immediate team.
Did they attempt to interfere in the 2012 elections?
I certainly did, yes.
Yeah. So do you recall when President Obama telling Russian President Medvedev that he would have more flexibility to negotiate on issues like missile defense after the 2012 election?
I don't remember that, sir. No.
He said that in a hot mic. Why wasn't that investigated?
Sir, because one, there were no allegations to my knowledge. Again, I was not in the position.
This is the President of the United States telling the Russian president that he was not he was going to have more flexibility and he was going to do certain things. Do you recall during the debates when President Obama objected to candidate Romney that the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy book? The Cold War is over. Do you remember that?
I don't, but I...
Okay, so you were not interested in Russian interference with our elections in 2012, but you were interested in Russian interference in 2016.
That's not true, sir.
And you were not interested in the actions of a president who was saying that Russia was no longer a foreign power that we needed to be concerned about.
Sure, I disagree with that statement.
Well, you don't even recall those statements, so I don't know how you can disagree with them.
You were characterizing my interest in their interference, and I can respond to that if you'd like.
That's fine. How can you assure the people that you're not lying today?
Because one, as I said before, I'm doing it under oath.
They put him on widescreen for the straight face.
Years, putting on a gun, putting my life at risk for this country. I am not lying to you right now.
So you're doing
More than that, sir, if you don't want to take my word for it,
that's fine.
I get people might be hesitant. I would say, look at the record.
Okay,
look at everybody who's worked with me.
Let's
look at what the IG said.
Shut up, let him talk.
Absolutely confirm.
Today you stated that you don't mean it when you said Trump supporters smell. You did not really mean it when you said that, used the word impeachment. You did not mean it when you said
blatant
Republicans
lies.
were hillbillies. You were not telling the truth.
See, hillbillies crazy.
No, I disagree with that, sir. I said I didn't mean it when I talked about people that you could smell the support or hillbillies.
Lying.
That was a poor choice of words that I don't believe. I did not say I did not believe impeachment. My explanation for impeachment was very different.
We're not talking about...
My explanation of impeachment was, as I considered it, that was on the far end of what might be occurring.
Okay, so
what I also said was the opposite.
I understand, but
409.
So finally, the Democrats have made assertions today that are just not true. First, that the IG found no bias in your actions. This is not true. The AG said, quote, "We were deeply troubled by text messages sent by Struk and Page that potentially indicated or created the appearance that investigative decisions were impacted by bias or improper consideration." Right,
and read what you just said, sir. Potentially create the appearance. That says nothing about an act of bias. It is a hedged three-adjective description about something which I can tell you doesn't exist.
Moreover, as we describe in Chapter 9,
They're gang stalking Fox News. I got
decision to
so much.
prioritize the Russia investigation over following up on the mid-year related investigative lead discovered on the Wiener laptop in October 2016. These text messages led us to conclude that we did not have confidence that Struk's decisions was free from bias.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's probably
So you
like,
did.
dude,
There was no decision that there was no bias.
a couple videos on my phone
cannot
of
find
it.
whether there was bias or not. And moreover, they did not really.
Mr. Chairman, regular order.
They did not investigate the Russian investigation in the IG report, so there's going to be still pending.
Mr. Chairman, the gentleman is out of time and yields back. The gentleman from New York, Mr.
Jeffrey's question.
I didn't hear.
Oh wait, that can't be Perpin. My bad.
I don't agree with it. He was
that guy's
asking me
sitting in a chair.
whether I believe that the IG report indicated that there is an act of bias or not. And I was
all right.
I'm afraid to hear
My
you
bad.
answer, but I'd like to ask the witness to be permitted to answer a question.
May I respond, sir?
Sure.
Sir, let's look at the facts of that laptop. The facts of that laptop are within
Whose?
hours.
Wieners?
Literally
Who's
less
it?
than 4 hours of learning of that laptop. I assigned agents to go and check in and figure out what to do.
Mr. Chairman, that wasn't the question.
Within a day, they had done so. And these were folks that unrelated to
The gentleman from Idaho has yielded back. If you want to give a short response to a question he does not believe he asked, you're welcome to do it, but just keep it short.
Mr. Struk, speak clearly into the mic. To raise the mic, please, for you.
Absolutely. So, sir, I
That was the Democrats that did that.
The IG's conclusion there.
Dang.
The IG said something that they could not exclude the possibility that it played a role. And what I would point you and point them to are the facts. And the facts are these. Within hours of learning of the Wiener laptop, I assigned very seasoned supervisory agents and subordinate agents and analysts to follow up on that.
Man,
and within a day of getting that information, they had gotten in touch with New York, determined that New York had not completed the processing, and that they were going to get back together when that occurred. So the notion that anything was backburnered is belied by the facts that literally within 24 hours of learning of that information, I had assigned people who, by the way, had nothing to do with the Russian investigations to follow up on the matter.
All right, you've been given a chance to answer. The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Struk, the investigation into possible Trump-Russian collusion in the 2016 election has resulted in 23 indictments, correct?
I don't know the number, but it's sizable.
It's resulted in 18 individuals